Well, we've got a pretty quality guest today, Tom Ochoa. Oh, I said that right.
Ochoa, yeah.
Ochoa, yeah. Who is our next guest in the Funny and the Money. And he's come from a pretty cool background as well. So I'm just going to kick it off with the simple question of who are you?
Who am I?
Who are you?
I am me. I'm Tom Ochoa. So I currently work with Ben Foster. Some of you might know. Also known as CyclingGK. So I run the business with Ben. So the CyclingGK YouTube channel, pick up the general management of that, commercials, and I'm Ben's co-host on the Fozcast, which is the Ben Foster podcast. Mm-hmm. So we launched that last June. We've had good success with that, and that's what I do. Sorry, phone. That's a fire.
Straight in.
Right.
If that was in an audience at a stand-up gig, I'd be like, right, read it out.
Yeah,
look at it.
I know.
But
so
go on. Sorry.
Yeah, so that's what I do now. Before that, I had a kind of, I guess like 15, 20-year career in the alcohol industry. So working for the likes of Heineken and wine, InBev, who owned like Stella, and wine company as well. So a long time with the wine company. So yeah, bit of a different career move.
How old are you?
Contract.
How old am I? 37.
So what, you started when you were 22?
No, I was younger than that. I didn't go to university.
How did you not?
No, didn't go to university. So I started in the drinks trade when I was 19.
Yeah.
Working for a drinks company.
Get them straight. Get them young, man.
Yeah, exactly. As a sales role.
Gig for that age for the next 5-6 years.
Oh yeah.
Quite even longer.
Yeah, it's great.
A lot of travel.
Yeah, a lot of travel. Good industry. Really good industry.
Were you doing like the like the Red Bull like Musketeers where they go around to the nightclubs? Were you on that side?
No, not really. No. So I start,
mate. It's fucking
like,
sick.
The brand ambassadors when they go to nightclubs and it's all branded cars and events and
cars,
they go. They basically they have to like go around to the nightclubs when obviously the nightclubs don't open to the night. But you have to go and do like 8 calls to the nightclubs that are there. And if they are saying that they've got like vodka Red Bull, you have to make sure that they're serving like Red Bull with it on the menu,
right.
Or unless it's like that shit
Not
vodka
the
kit,
stuff.
Yeah, that makes you fucking run around
Blue
for
Bolt.
7 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually stayed. Blue Bolt. I had them definitely. I was writing a essay once, and I was like scratching my hair after about 8, and I thought I had shards of glass in my head. Like that is absolute fucking rocket fuel.
Yeah, it is. I went to a trade show once with Heineken and I was next to the Monster stand. Yeah. So I was like traded them a bit of Heineken and I had 3 of the 500ml cans, and I was like, it was like
buzzing around,
shaking.
Made loads of connections on LinkedIn the next day. Like, hi, I'm Tom.
Yeah.
It's like 10 seconds.
We know, you told me 5 minutes ago.
Hi, I'm Tom.
The first time I had Monster, it felt like that. But now I actually have Monster, not regularly, but like I get it. And Kasha sees it, she's like, why are you still drinking that?
I like Monster.
That, like you said, the devil juice, but it's like the 0 calorie one, the white one. I find
Ultra white, is it?
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah.
It gives me a little bit of a kick if I've had it early start.
So what annoys me is when you get like anti-energy drink protesters that feel the need to tell you that you're putting this badness in your body and you're like, I don't want a coffee and I just want an energy drink.
Yeah.
Just leave me alone.
And I know.
It is,
And I'm fully aware, and I'm going to get smashed after this, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm completely at ease with my decisions.
Yeah.
Can you just piss off?
Yeah, I know piss isn't meant to be green.
That's but your full-time stuff, because I didn't know you before, like when you were doing that job, but that contrast is exactly what me and Elliot are like, the whole point of this podcast. You've worked in an industry which you said is like good.
Yeah.
You enjoyed working it. You did it for a long time, and now you do what me and Elliot will perceive as like a fucking dream job. You're working on a football-based kind of like media show, but you said you didn't actually mind that industry. So what was that always the plan? Is that what you always wanted to get to with Ben?
No, because that came out the blue really. So I had I enjoyed the industry I was in, the wine in particular. So I spent 6 years with a wine company. Really enjoyed it. Great company, great people.
So you met the wife as well?
No,
mate.
No, yeah.
My apartment smells of rich mahogany and I've got bottles of wine.
That's it. But no, it was a great industry and I was doing well in the role I was in. But when we went into lockdown, me and Ben had spoken about he wanted to start a YouTube channel. I kind of knew my background. Obviously, we've been friends for 25 years. So, so he kind of was like you kind of do project management and that kind of. I was like, yeah, broadly speaking. And he was like, I want you to help me with this YouTube channel. So I was like, okay, cool. And the premise was kind of the CyclingGK or Cycling Goalkeeper as it was back originally when we launched it. So it was kind of football content, bike riding content, and that's it. Really, kind of thing. So we ride our bikes together a lot over the years. Kind of like everyone that rides a bike or plays squash or tennis, they have that kind of that tennis buddy or that bike riding buddy, and we're that to each other for bike riding. Yeah. So we just started going out and shooting stuff, and the timing was good because we were in lockdown, and the football side of it, he was recording football, putting the GoPro in the goal, and because fans weren't allowed in the stadiums, we had a bit of leeway from the Football League and from Sky that said, you can do this and you can publish it on YouTube. And the channel went live in like September 2020 or October 2020, and it just blew up straight away. Yeah,
I remember it from the actual viewership point of view.
Yeah,
just like suddenly there's CyclingGK. And obviously, being a local lad, anything that Ben Foster does, you kind of like, and I'm a Blues fan, so you kind of like pay attention to it. But
did he play for Blues?
Yeah.
He did, yeah. But the camera in the goal is like ingenious, because I think anyone that likes football, they always want that behind the scenes part, and being in the goal was just like a whole new world for people.
Did you
to look at.
You put a camera in the goal?
In the back of the goal,
like when he was playing?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, fucking
GoPro. But because there was no crowd, you could hear everything that he was saying, and the
bollocking centre backs left, right, centre
basically.
Oi, mate, you shit.
Pretty much.
Or when he conceded the goal, like his first reaction to it, rather than some keepers who run out like, "Fuck you, defenders, it's your fault." He's like got a different take on it.
It was incredibly unique. It had never been done before, and it was to start with, we didn't have any contract in place or any authorization from the league or from anybody, and it was a bit of a punt. So obviously what a lot of people don't see is what the conversations that me and Ben will have behind the scenes. So like this was a big talking point.
Why? Could you get proper like you could get in big trouble?
You can't film inside stadiums the game.
Yeah.
Like if I took my camera, you can't film.
Sky and BT and they're paying millions of pounds for this, and then you've got a player sticking it in the back of the net, and it's not a live broadcast, but you're still doing it. So it was a bit of a punt, really. And I've been in the corporate world a long time, so I got a decent grasp on certain things, and so does Ben. He's a smart guy, but at the same point, he's probably a little bit more of a risk taker than me. So I was saying to him, like, there could be repercussions for this, serious ones, and he was like, no, fuck it. What's the worst that can happen? And I was like, well,
there's a list.
you could be sued. And he was like, no, listen, what they're going to do, tell us. And actually, because of the circumstances at the time with COVID and no fans, the league were brilliant, Sky were brilliant, and they were like, do you know what, this is good, it's good for the league, it's a good progressive thing. So we did it took off. This was in the September.
Because initially it was Championship as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah. So it was in the Championship. They got promoted to the Premier League, back to the Prem. And it just got busier. I was working full time doing my job, like 40 hours a week, and then to start with setting up.
Lads, we've all been there.
We have,
wow.
and
32 when I'm trying, man.
Yeah, but like I was doing 25 hours a week with Ben at least, so I was like there 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night every night.
Yeah,
and it just came to a breaking point.
Did you like half of it? Did you have any experience like YouTube or anything like that beforehand, or you just kind of taught yourself everything as well?
Nothing content creation.
Yeah. But I was saying to Luke, so generally the other day, my manager was like, look, we're doing like this is for the young fellows, our one young listener that we've got. They were like, my manager was like, oh look, we're doing something at school, it's careers day, come in. And this guy thought I was basically going to stand up and do 20 minutes worth of jokes at 9 o'clock in the morning. So obviously, left my blue material at home straight away. It was the most awkward thing I've ever done. But then, like, we were sat and the kids were coming. This is why I'm interested in it, because then the kids were, like, coming in and it was like speed dating with loads of people that worked in different industries and stuff like that. So then they would sit in their rows and it'd be like public health, like transport, HR, finance, all of that sort of stuff.
Ridiculous.
And like the kids were literally, it looked like they were like being dragged and they were like dead coming to each thing. Wow. So randomly there was too many students for the amount of people that had shown up. So I started sitting down like fucking Dupree off Yumi and Dupree, and he's like, oh yeah, it's like these little parts. So then I'm having a conversation with these kids and I'm looking around, I'm like, this is the most uninspiring thing that I've ever seen. I'm sorry if he listens to this, he probably doesn't, but I was like, kids want to learn about, like yourself, that does like content creation on YouTube, and how do you, like, you know, if you got a mate that plays foot, how can you go and build something and build an empire? And then you've got like fucking Tracy in HR being like, yeah, so basically we just give people their notices, and we just make sure that you know,
but if they actually be the words of I love my job.
No, and the one kid literally sat down with me and he was going around and I was talking to him and I was like, look, like, so I've worked in sales. I'm just about to leave to basically go as much as I can into stand up and gig around. And I was like, what do you want to do? Like, just generally go after what you actually care about, especially when you're this young. Like, you've got so much time. And I was talking to him and I was like, is everything all right, mate? He was just like, this whole thing's a bit shit, innit? And I'm needy, so I was like, I was alright though, wasn't I? Like, I was alright. I was like, yeah, these knobheads.
I was the best.
Yeah. That's so David Brent.
So
like, I'm alright.
It's so true.
I think they should do stuff like that where they bring people like yourselves in and have ridiculous. That, because kids like they go away thinking they're weird. Then going, do I not want this life that's there in front, or what else can I do? And I was just generally like, I feel bad for them if they're being told that these are your only options, when actually. We know the world now is like fucking TikTok, YouTube, anything that's online. There's all these other like cool, creative, e-commerce, D2C, or whatever it is, and people are being pigeonholed into these jobs. I can't
believe that happened literally a week ago. I actually would have suspected that schools now would be bringing in.
No, but that's what I'm on about. Like,
was it a secondary school or?
Yeah.
School? That's mad, isn't it?
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So when my oldest son's 12. And I'll say to him, like, what do you want to do when you're older? And for the last few years, it's either been a zookeeper or a gamer. And I'm like, go for it.
Yeah.
Whichever one, I can help you with both. Kind of thing.
Have you got that, like, in yourself now because you've done the jump and you've, like, switched into this? So are you a lot more kind of, like, with your son? Would you be a lot more like, go for it, mate? No,
I've always been like that. I've always been like that in the fact that... Yeah, good question, yeah.
I think that's the first good one I've done in 5 episodes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Took 5 to get it.
Because your answer actually, no, I would have been like that anyway. That surprised me. I thought you'd have.
No. Listen, I'm. It's like when people say, "What does success look?" and all that kind of shitty questions. What does performance look like, and all this kind of nonsense. And first and foremost, I want the kids to be happy, and that's it. And if they're doing a job that pays them 12 grand a year, but they're happy, or 400 grand a year, it doesn't matter. It doesn't surprise me around the schools kind of thing. We're looking at kind of setting up some kind of YouTube academy or creator academy ourselves.
Yeah.
Doing something like that. So I might work with YouTube, doing something like that. But when you say about had you done it before, no. But the answer is look at what it is. Content creator. I'm not the content creator as such. I have an input and occasionally I'm in a video and on a podcast every week. But Ben's the content creator. But what you're doing, you're creating content.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science. We've got a phone.
Yeah.
A GoPro. Mm-hmm. You know, if you want to slightly up-spec it, get a reasonable microphone for a few quid and put it out there.
Yeah.
Every massive YouTuber started doing that.
Yeah.
And that alone, if your content's good, it'll be watched.
We were saying this at the start, like, so how old are you? Sorry,
37.
37. So, yeah, I remember, like, when YouTube we were saying about when YouTube, like, first started or anything like that.
Oh, yeah, we had this conversation.
I had Bebo, so Bebo and MySpace, and I was, like, put in, but it wasn't, I didn't know that there was a path or there was anything, but we used to make, like, stupid videos on your phone.
Yeah.
And just upload it to Bebo. And someone would give you shit and tell you it was shit, and then you take it down, and then hence why I'm here. But then, and you just, it was like when you're first on that kind of wave of it going, and then like at that point, no one was telling you that was a viable start. So I imagine there were so many people that could have done like amazing. I'm not saying that I'd have been amazing, but there was kids that could have gone on and done that but didn't believe in it, and I'm guessing it's even now still. Yeah, like I'm saying, you turn up to those bloody career days, and they could be kids that are like wicked at content creation, or they're wicked at whatever they're doing, but they just don't see it as like a viable option.
Yeah, he says that he made a song in lockdown called "Masturbation Isolation."
Isolation, masturbation.
Love it.
You've got to switch the words, man. Did you struggle with it in lockdown?
What, masturbation isolation?
Yeah.
No, I'm all good.
It's different when you got a wife.
Huh?
You don't struggle.
Oh, I bet. As soon as she's out the door, every lad fucking sprints up the stairs, jumps on the sheets, and is like, "Oh my god." I don't know what that feels like because I'm lonely. But
yeah, but back to your point of the.
Well, just back to your. Let's just suppress your emotions because Luke just wants to not talk about them.
Yeah.
So if you could just push them back down for a minute.
Yeah.
And we'll just
Don't worry.
just bury them deep.
I'll bury them in my coffee.
And
He's got an agenda to stick to.
Yes.
And I've got issues to sort out.
Yeah. Well, we're British 30-something-year-old men, so we won't talk about them.
Yeah.
We'll move on.
We're in our 30s now, so.
Yeah. Sorry,
We're
I presumed you're in your
we're in the
30s. Are you in your 30s?
I've just turned into my
Okay.
30s. Well, actually, going to be 31 soon, so.
I told someone
Yep.
you were 29 today.
Oh,
Result.
Yeah. Got
that's
that
cool.
wrong, didn't
Yeah, no, take it, man. I got ID'd twice the other week. Genuinely, got
you?
ID'd.
For what? You get ID'd for a can of Monster now.
Yeah, I got ID'd for, well, to be fair, it was knives because I've moved into my own place. So that was kind of valid, but every
What were
win's,
you wearing?
every win's a win. Mackenzie tracksuit,
North Face.
bucket hat. Yeah, Mackenzie was back in my day.
Yeah,
North
it's
Face.
North Face now, isn't it?
Tashini tracksuit.
Oh,
Remember Tashini?
Sergio Tacchini, yeah.
Takini. That's what I thought it was
Back
called.
to your point now as well with your son. Again, same thing with my son. I went to university and that was the view. You should go to university. You don't have a clue what you want to do, but whatever. If he says, like, what do I do? I won't be saying university anymore.
It depends what purpose it's serving for you, isn't it? If you want to be a teacher or a doctor or a lawyer, you go in, aren't you? But I think the thing that which gets me, but it doesn't get me really actually, because I think if people just go to uni and they go, do you know what, I'm going to go and do a marketing degree, and they never work in marketing. I think it's as much about the experience from what I can gather. People want to go for 3 or 4 years and go and get pissed up, and if they use their degree, great. If they don't,
Oh god!
do you know what I mean? It's life
My
experience.
I feel like
isn't
you've
it?
just watched my life.
Oh, right,
I literally
okay.
just watched it. I literally just went, yeah, I quite like history. I'll go and do
Yeah,
it.
well,
And then the tuition fees were like,
History?
yeah. But then the tuition fees were cheap. Hence why I went to Leeds Met, because it was like $2,000 for your tuition fees. Everyone else was paying like
There you go.
$3,500, and I was like,
$2 grand a term.
$2,000 a year.
A year,
And then, my mate just said it was really good. I think it was like the 94th worst university out of like 114. So winner. And then got there, and then I just got swallowed up by being in
the system.
being in this city, coming from a small town.
What town?
Warwick.
Was that?
Well, yeah, big W, man. So, yeah, everybody didn't know where it's from. Everybody was northern and thought that, they would call me Elliot,
Leeds is good as well,
Elliot
isn't
the
it?
Tory.
Good night out. Like,
Mate, unbelievable. So then I failed here, or retook here, as I propositioned it to my dad, because basically I'd just gone out the whole time. And then,
Did you get a degree?
rounded it up with a 2-2. So,
Hey, and did you enjoy yourself?
well, I bloody loved it, yeah.
There you go then.
But came out with probably too many stories and nights out. You've been stood in someone's kitchen at like 6 o'clock in the morning, putting the world to rights. But
all been there.
It's all character building.
But yeah,
isn't it?
but like there was no. I'd even say now with people like even to me, I'd be like, if you don't know what you're going, because after it I went travelling. But
cliche.
No, yeah, I know. Don't. But
Did you spend time in
don't.
Did you spend time in Bali?
Oh, of course I did. Yeah,
Love it.
Oh, of course I did. Don't worry. On that beach, Gilly Tea. Cheers. Thanks very much.
With that little architecture.
Taken through. Oh, it's out on the swing.
Did you take some sunset pictures for the gram?
I did. Yeah.
Was there some inspirational comment?
Oh no!
Probably.
Live the life you love. I think I got a tattoo on my back just before I went, and just got like someone to shoot the tattoo over the corner. And my mate, when your mates like dig you out, like girls will all comment like, "This is so inspirational, Han," and fellas will just comment like, "You dickhead, what are you doing?"
Prick.
Yeah. Fucking shoot yourself in the head. So then, well, I was on that swing. Yeah. I was going somewhere with this, but I fucking completely forgot.
Travelling.
Yeah, that was it. if people if you don't know what you want to do, don't just do something and bumble along. Literally, just go and experience things. Go and do something and be like, oh, I quite like this side of it, or being go and be, and then you might come off the back of it and go, right, I might go to uni now because actually I want to learn more about engineering or something.
Yeah, but it's hard at that age, at 18, to kind of go, I'm going to go to university and get this qualification, because I was thinking about it recently with what we do. I'm not a camera person, videographer, or anything like that, but I shoot a lot of content. And now wherever I go, a lot of content, moody. But I go anywhere and I just want to film stuff. Do you know what I mean? I walk into work from home, go to the football, and I just want to film everything. And then I don't edit. I can kind of play around with bits and bobs, but I just want to film everything. And I have my time again. If I had my time again,
where I'm going with it.
Yeah. But if I had my time again, I'd look at being a videographer, 100%. That's what I'd want to do. But I'm 37 years old. I wasn't equipped to make that decision at 18.
Yeah.
Was it scary? At what point did you start
I could teach you.
At what point did it start picking up to the fact to you having to make a decision?
Quickly. We were very fortunate. So it's not like we started a YouTube channel we did start a YouTube channel from zero. We didn't have a production company. We didn't have a marketing agency. We had nobody.
Yeah.
We did it ourselves, 100% ourselves. But we've got Ben's name. Yeah. Right? So there was a head start there, but we still got to make the right content, because there's lots of big famous names that have had YouTube channels that have been shit because the content's shit. So I started we started the channel in September. We had conversations in the March around, let's look at December that year to go full time.
What, 3 months?
So
a year and 3 months.
Yeah, a year.
Okay.
So we started it in September.
Yeah.
That March we were talking about it and said, let's try and get to Christmas.
Yeah.
We did a couple of really good deals, which made it viable. And it wasn't so much the money, it was more the time. It was ruining me. It was ruining me. And I said, mate, I can't do this anymore, so I'm going to have to go full time. Yeah. And we had one deal come off, which pretty much was the game changer. Yeah. And Ben said, yeah, cool, let's do it. Yeah, so it was like a brand deal for a 2-year deal. Okay. So it just gave us a bit of security.
Yeah, of course.
The biggest thing for me, it was probably a bigger gamble for Ben and Kate, Ben's wife, than me. Yeah. Because one thing, if that opportunity would come a year before, I'd have probably been a lot more reticent and reluctant to kind of make the plunge, because I've always edged on the side of caution with things, a little bit sensible maybe. But what the big thing that lockdown taught me, I mean, I took a voluntary 20% pay cut in the wine company, and said, okay, let's do it. A lot of people are on furlough. And I did that, and I was thinking, oh shit, that's 20%. You know, it's a decent chunk of money.
You're down at 80 grand. He was just like,
exactly.
It's a burden,
that was just for the month. Yeah, and it teaches you though. Look, do you know what I mean? If you have to cut your cloth, you can. Yeah. And actually, I took a 20% pay cut, and I'd probably had more disposable money than ever, because we weren't doing the nights out, the lunches out, do you know what I mean?
You were just paying a bit more attention.
We were just you didn't have the choice, did you? Yeah. Couldn't go for a night out.
Yeah.
So there was that. So what it taught me really was, if this went to shit, I'd be all right, because I know we can survive on a lot less money. Yeah. And I'm not a proud person in the respect that if this went to shit and I had to go and get a job doing anything, I'd do it. Yeah. And I know we'd manage. So absolute worst case scenario, we'll pay the mortgage, we'll be fine. Yeah. And that's the attitude I took. And some people said to me, like, oh, what happens in 3 years? What happens if Ben's... I'm like, well, you can't live your life like that, can you?
You can't, no. Especially in that world,
exactly.
Things are going to move so
You don't
quickly.
know. But I think the risk was bigger for Ben and Kate, because me and Ben, like I said, me and Ben have been mates for 25 years, and it's responsibility for him. Like, do you know what I mean? It's him going, do you know what? I'm effectively pulling my mate out of a good career, and now it's on me.
That's true.
Yeah. And there's times where if he's tired and he doesn't feel like he's at it, he's got to, because there's other people.
Yeah, you're like, mate, fucking hell, give me something here. Right, wake him up. Let's get some black coffees down his fucking throat.
But there have been times where I'm like, come on, let's do this. And he's like, I'm tired. I'm like, yeah, I know that, mate, but we've got
But I
stuff
bet
to
he
push
also
out.
probably appreciates that because you'll be giving the little kickers that are nudging it just forward as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's no I haven't got to worry about Ben because he's a very, very motivated, very, very driven guy, as am I.
Yeah.
So we've never had a circumstance where there's trouble because we're both very much on the same wavelength.
What were people saying to you as well? When you good people around you and stuff. Were people ever trying to convince you not to do it? What were their fears? What were their, or were people pretty much no, we trust you. This is going to work.
I think it was concern. My mum would oh, is this a risk? But she's asking me rather than
so glad you said
than telling me. But she's like, is it a risk? My wife is really great and was like, you sure it's the right thing to do? And I'm like, yes. And she's like, okay, we'll go for it. But I'm very once the decision's made, with the greatest of respect in the world to anybody, probably apart from my wife. Yeah, I'm doing it. So. Yeah. Not I don't give a shit what you think, but no. I hear your opinion, but I'm not going to pay too much attention to it.
Got a good sense of self there inside, whereas I'll listen to about every other opinion and be like, no, but I want to go and do it, and it probably torments me for about a year.
I think I've only really recently got to that point that you just said. I think it's
not COVID, by the way. I've checked.
Don't worry about it.
A couple of times, man.
It's
just a banging cold.
If you take too many other people's opinions on, it just invalidates yours, and you're the only person that knows you, deep down. So I've only recently got to that. Well, I guess 6 months, because now I'm on this journey, and and I know what I'm doing. And
but you have to build. Have to build the steel.
That's not a good idea because I'm more sure.
You've got to back yourself, Luke. Exactly. You're what? Are you 34, 35?
32.
30, sorry, mate. Sorry. I've done you a couple of years there. But you're a big boy. Yeah, you're a big boy. You've got experience, and ultimately, you've got to back yourself. And you wouldn't be doing what you're doing if you didn't have ability and have the confidence in your ability. Yeah. So I knew there straight away. But the other thing is, I'm not fucking stupid in the fact that I know that with Ben, I've built this channel with him to, a pretty big channel, successful podcast. And I know that if Ben next week turned around and said, I've had enough of this, I just don't want to do it anymore, I'm all right. The CV's looking pretty rosy on the fact that I've built this with Ben and the skill set I've developed on the back of it could walk into a good level where a lot of businesses. And it's not just go back to your old industry. It's a new world as well.
Well, you learn so many new skills along the way as well. Yeah. There was something you were saying, it was one of the things, what you said about where you're going to be in 3 to 5 years and all that sort of stuff. If you're living in the past in your head, you're going to be depressed. If you're living too far into the future, you're going to be anxious. So the only way to be is present. So you have to just focus on take it day by day, week by week, and go, actually, if I just do everything I can for the next day, then I do that for the week, and then it will gradually progress and progress. So it's people overestimate what they can do in a year, but underestimate what they can do in 10 as well. Is something. So it's actually, if you just focus and double down on it, it'll be look, the next 3 and 5 years will take care of themselves as long as I do my best in the.
But even if they don't, what's the worst that will happen?
Well, you're back on selling wine. I've got this new grape from Argentina.
Oh, there we go. Sounds like a man in the know. There.
Oh no, it's. I remember working as a waiter, and they were like, "Oh, can I have one of those?" I was like, "Oh, it's a Cabernet Sauvignon." They were like, "Who is this male?" Yeah. But my brother worked in the restaurant as well, and they were like, "Oh, someone was like, oh, can I what real ales you got?" And he was like, "Oh, I ain't got any fake ones, mate."
They're all real.
Love all those little bits. Yeah. You need to get back to your bloody...
No, it's been going. It's been flowing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Is what I've noticed with... just because I see Tom every time I come in here, more recently when I've been speaking to you, or just saying how are things, I think in the earlier days when you started the kind of channel and stuff like that, it was feeling yourself around, as in feeling what the industry that you're in and what you're doing. Now, I speak to you and you're mad busy. There's almost a different sense to kind of the level that you're at now. I'm only saying it from kind of my perspective, but has it got like that? Has it now got
it's so intense. It's so intense. The thing I knew, actually, do you know what? It's not money or anything like that. The step for me was knowing that for a number of years, I will never have the luxury of turning my phone off, of putting an out of office on.
Yeah.
That is not a thing for me.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm away with the family next week. I'm not actively working, but if the phone rings,
You have to,
I've got to answer it.
Yeah, yeah.
How do
Right.
you feel about that?
It doesn't bother me. I love what I do.
Yeah,
and as long
that's
as
the
it's
thing.
not encroaching on family time, i.e. we're out somewhere and I'm on my phone constantly.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, there's times where I have to be.
Yeah,
And if I
yeah.
have to take a call and I'm on the call for 20 minutes, that's life.
Yeah.
Right? But you
There's
can't...
a difference, though, isn't it? If you're on a call for 20 minutes with someone you really don't want to speak to, you really don't like, you don't like your job, then, you're pissed
well,
off.
I don't have that because we won't deal with it.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
So-
Like, you'd hate that if it was a
Yeah.
job that you didn't like, but the fact that you
Yeah.
say you love what you do.
I'd get to the end of the week and I'd be like resentful that I've spent my time doing that. So instead, I will then self sabotage because I'm like, I resent that. Even though you like paid for it, like it's cool. Like, I'm talking about like kind of that corporate, safe. I resent my time doing it that I haven't worked on my own stuff. So I end up going out and just getting smashed, which isn't the best. Which then you just get trapped in this thing.
Yeah.
So instead of actually, once you take the risk and the gamp like that, you're happy to answer the phone whatever time it is, whenever it is, because you care about what you're doing on the other side of it.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, I mean, it can be challenging sometimes because you'll get different brands and different people come on. But me and Ben made a pact early on. Sorry, just to finish. Like, me and Ben made a pact. We will not deal with dickheads.
Yeah.
Like, if we will not do it, and we're in a very luxurious position where we don't have to.
Yeah.
So if you look at it and there's a company or an individual offering us great money, let's do an ad, let's do a brand deal or something like that, and we're like, nah. Either the product's shit, so we're not doing it, or the people are dickheads, which is very rare. Very, very rare. But you do get them, and we're like, thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah.
So they just want you to kind of showcase your product to...
It can be done a different way. So you'll get like an ad read where you kind of saying, like, basically, look at this, it's Vocation Brewery and blah, 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 blah.
Okay,
Here's
yeah.
a discount code and...
all
look
of that,
how delicious it is and everything else, or you're getting a brand deal where it's like, so we work with Garmin, and Ben's an ambassador for Garmin, so he wears the product, he makes the occasional video with them, and that's like an ambassadorial deal. Or you'll get that, like, say, an advert where it's a one-off, right, we're going to pay you X amount of money, do an advert on your YouTube channel, boom.
Wow.
Do you
read anything out at the moment on the Fozcast? Do you do any?
No, well, at the moment we've just signed with Spotify, so
that's the deal I was trying to get out of you.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, but that's recent.
Yeah,
that's recent. So the interesting thing with Spotify is that's a recent development. Well, I've been working on it for 6 months, but
also, congratulations.
Yeah, by the way,
thank you.
That's fucking
Yeah, no,
amazing.
it's great. It's great.
I'm going to have a sip of my water for that. Cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
Well done.
Cheers. Yeah, no, it's big for us. It's it gives us some security. It'll enable us to bump up the head count when the time's right. But with Spotify, we don't have to. Beforehand, we weren't making any money on the podcast. We weren't intentionally making money because we wanted the content to be good first.
Right.
Yeah,
so we were getting approached by different brands saying, do an ad read.
Write this down.
There you go. Yeah, we were getting approached saying, do an ad read on it, and we were like, no. We want to establish the podcast first. That'll come.
Yeah,
But we had the buffer of the CyclingGK channel that was making the money.
Yeah.
So when we did decide to do the Spotify deal, we took our time with it, made sure we got the right deal, because we didn't have to do the deal.
Yeah.
Because of this main CyclingGK channel, we didn't have to do the Spotify deal. But actually, what you're doing is you're doing the same. Spotify are incredible to work with, really great. I thought massive business. They're going to be processes. They're going to be hard work. They're not. They're incredible. So every week we release a podcast as we would. Nothing changes.
Yeah.
Just it's not available
So your
on Apple.
process exact same.
Yeah. So it worked really well for us.
What you know, when you're on the path and the journey and stuff like that, was there anything on like the early days where you'd get like, you get haters on YouTube or anything like that, and you'd go through comments? Was it all like a good bit of love, and was there negative stuff that came your way? And you had to kind of put the steel on and be like, fuck off, mate.
It's a bit of a learning curve, to be honest, and something that I've only got better at probably in the last 3 months. So with the main Cycling GK channel, Ben's front and centre, right? So
Yeah.
I've always had the I just sat behind the camera, produced, ran the channel and everything else. So I've never been in front of the camera. And when I would see negative comments to Ben, he's been doing it 20 years, right? He's been a professional footballer for 20 years.
Yeah, he's had dogs abuse.
Yeah, he has, but it's kind of water off his duck's back.
Yeah.
And then when I started the podcast, the dynamic's really interesting, because what you got to remember is when we started the podcast, I didn't want to be on it.
Yeah.
So, but Ben was, he's a smart chap, so he was like, no, you have to be in it because I need a co-host, and I need a co-host that I know and I know well.
Yeah.
Because like you two,
trust.
You've got to, the guest will feel at ease with the dynamic that you set.
Yeah.
Right. So when you get
Do you
these,
feel at ease?
I feel at ease. Yeah, I'm good. I feel very at ease. Yeah. But when the guest comes in, we set the tone. And they feel comfortable. So Ben kind of persuaded me into it. If you're a viewer from the outside, so Luke's massive Birmingham fan. We had Troy Deeney on the podcast, for example. So you've got Ben Foster, Blues. Is he a legend? I don't know.
Well, he won the cup, so
he won the Blues hero. Yeah. Troy Deeney at Blues now. Yeah. Watford legend.
What an absolute moment that was. I was hungover in like a Wetherspoons in Leeds, on my way to a 2-2. And like that came on, and I don't support Watford, support Cardiff, and I was going. Everyone in the whole pub was going like fucking ballistic in Leeds, just at like just a lunchtime click off on like a Sunday. Best moment in football,
definitely. But and Aguero, 100%.
Yeah. Weird that the commentary in both of those is like the real
you can't
you
just can't catch your breath.
You can't write those things.
No.
Yeah, you can't.
It's just pure emotion.
Yeah,
it is.
But on the two, so forgive my stupidity here. So the CyclingGK is a lot of Ben kind of rocking around by himself with
football,
the GoPro,
cycling,
football. And then the Fozcast is a lot more kind of guesting, have a chat.
Yeah, so we have a guest in. So it's a traditional podcast.
Okay, yeah.
So it's a sports-led podcast. So me and Ben host it, and then we get guests in. So we'll have mainly footballers, but YouTubers, content creators, other athletes in. And like the point I was making was, so Luke's big Blues fan, and let's say an average Joe in the street who doesn't know me, doesn't know Ben, doesn't know Troy, they sit there, and with regards to the abuse, you've got Ben Foster, hero, Troy Deeney, hero, me, who's this guy?
Yeah.
Right? I don't know him. Why is he talk? I just want to hear them two talk.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
That's the kind of thing where I would get the odd comment of, I wish he'd shut up. He adds nothing, or something like that kind of thing. And you kind of look at it, and actually when you're not in that limelight, like genuinely speaking, no one would walk up into my office and go, "You're a prick, shut up." Right?
I felt that. Fucking hell.
Pretty strong. If it had an exclamation mark, that's how it was.
But it's true. Imagine someone coming into your workplace and going, "Shut up, Elliot, you're boring."
No, that's my boss. That's why I'm leaving.
On the daily. But it's true though. Imagine Richard coming in and going, "Luke, shut up, mate, you're pissing me off."
Yeah.
Like kind of thing. It just wouldn't happen. So people feel the need. So I would get, and there could be. So Aaron. So we've got like a real diehard viewership, like really good environment, really good community on our podcast. But when you get like a big guest in, it'll attract new viewers. Yeah. So we had Aaron Ramsdale, brilliant goalkeeper, and again, current England goalkeeper, former England goalkeeper. So there were like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments.
Yeah.
And there's maybe 3.
Yeah.
Right? 3 bad ones.
We're ingrained to look for the bad ones.
Right?
So.
And there'll be, I don't like him. Yeah. Why doesn't he stop talking? Like that. And I'd lie if I said it didn't bother me.
Yeah.
And then the next one down, there are comments that will go, Tom's a really good co-host. He adds the structure or something. You don't look at that one.
Yeah.
You look at the bad one.
So my point here is, you did the podcast with Suzanne, who we both know, Emotionally Connected. And she was talking about how players aren't coached to like ignore the social media world, but then nors someone like you who's not come from the sporting world, but like immediately your attraction is to.
Yeah.
So I guess you purposely go look at all the comments.
No, I don't purposely go and look at it. Okay. No one does. Right. But they appear. And with the greatest will in the world, like with someone like Suzanne, and we've got Steve Peters coming up, it's stuff you know,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
But until you're there and people are having a pop at you, it goes out the window. So when, for example, and the other thing which is find really interesting is people close to you feel a need to send you a screenshot of someone having a go, they're having a go at you.
Whole different
Brilliant.
perspective,
Yeah,
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Thanks for drawing my attention to someone calling me a prick.
Yeah, I'd
It's
rather be
also
blind
funny.
to it. But I was saying about so stand-up gigs. Like sometimes, like I have to hang my hat on. Sometimes I'll turn up and the audience is way older. I'm going right. This isn't going to be my bag. I've just got to do my material, and I've just got to try and do as best as I can. But like, I will naturally go and like instead of it being comments, I just get live feedback. So I'll find the one fucking woman over there that's like, I've not been on a lad's holiday. Fucking, what's this weird kid doing? And then I'll like focus on her, even though there might be other people enjoying it over there. I'm like, oh god,
That's
this
the
is
one
horrible.
place.
Yeah. And then someone like, and it's weird. I get that in lifetime. Like if I know people who have then come to watch, they're then scared for me, and they're not in it. They're not just in the audience. They're like, you know, trying to interact. And like the woman next to me wasn't really enjoying it. She was being a prick, and I'm like,
Brilliant.
I don't want you to tell
The other
me.
95% of people really enjoyed it.
All I want to know is that there's an audience,
Yeah.
and like if 3 of the people out of 100 don't enjoy it,
Great.
I don't give a fuck because the other 97 might be.
It's almost quite mean.
No, yeah, but this is it
To
because
show you that.
But
that's the nature of it, isn't it?
The other thing is, all I get is silence, and someone who might turn the back and ignore me. Whereas they actually like, there's something weird. Yeah, they like divulge their thoughts. They might be thinking that over there, like fucking, what's this little prick doing? But they never actually diverge their thoughts. And I guess you get that screenshot, or you get to see those comments.
It's
you like,
so few. It's so few. So like with Aaron Ramsdale, for example, there's hundreds of comments, and because I would, me and Ben. Because it's the Fozcast, it's not specifically Ben. So me and Ben will go down, because a big part of YouTube, you engage with the comments. You like the comments, you reply to comments, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you'll see one, and like
I
say, 3 or 4 comments out of 400 or whatever. But then people around you will say, yeah, but you don't know them, so it's not their opinion isn't valid. Very true. Okay, there's 400 comments and there's 3 bad ones. That's less than 1%. Very true. Yeah. So they start, and people like, not Suzanne, but like people will say and put all these positive, and you go, yes, I understand that, and I know, but I'm telling you now, if someone called you a prick, you wouldn't like it either.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But you do. You kind of just go, do you know what it is? It is what it is. And actually, unless they're really offensive, like if someone says, I don't agree with you, great. That doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
So when someone says you're a prick or whatever, and you go, that's not very nice.
Bit personal.
But again, you learn, and actually those kind of 2 or 3 comments, in the end, you just go, nah, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's like the on the basis of the podcast, and if people do decide to start taking the jump, it's the fact that you've jumped into it, and then you're still like you're not letting it rock your. It's not letting you rock it and go, I'm going to go back and do what...
No,
you just kind of go in, it is what it is, it's part and parcel of it now. But it doesn't feel good.
Learning on the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it depends on the individual as well. It does depend on the individual as well. We talk about it a lot on our own podcast, in that people develop differently at different ages, right? And I used to give a shit what people think.
Yeah.
And I just don't now. And I think it comes with age, especially with men. In my own opinion. And actually, it's not that I don't give a shit what people think, because I do. I don't want people to... I don't intentionally go out to upset anyone. Mm-hmm. I don't want people think I'm a prick. I don't try and make them form that opinion. But if they do you know what I mean? I'm not for everyone. Yeah. You're not for everybody. We'd all like to be, because it's human nature to want to be loved, part of a tribe and everything else. But if there's one person out of every 100 person that didn't like you, the problem's with them.
Yeah.
We had someone on recently. I can't remember who was the guest. Can't remember. And we were chatting off camera, and they were saying they'd been getting a bit of heat for something or another, and they went away. And I said to Fozzie, if someone doesn't like that bloke, the problem's with them.
Yeah.
Because it's just like a top bloke.
Like, this person, I know this person, and go, if someone has got a problem with them, they've got the problem.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to realise. There are a lot of angry fuckers out there.
Oh, but that's the other thing. The person on the other side of it, like, what's leading them to what's leading them to be fucking miserable or anything like that. Like, there's usually bitterness or resentment.
Of course there is.
From other. Yeah, there is. And I think we said it on the last one, where it's like the people who are doing more than you never have time to comment on what you're doing. It's always the people who are like haven't done those things, or just like jealous or bitter. Then they make comments and they gossip or whatever it is, and it's just like, why don't you just crack on with your own life, mate? When you just watch it, get inspired, and do your own thing.
But that's just human nature, isn't it?
Part and parcel, I guess.
That's life, isn't it? You get decent people and you get pricks. That's
life.
So when there's that fit, like when you get that feed, because I'm sure like if people comment on that sort of stuff, when it's like, oh, what's he doing here or anything like that, like I've been on lineups where I've done like a middle 10 or whatever it is, and you get like someone really good at the start, someone really good at the end, and like you'll be stood with them after the gig or whatever it is, and people like come up and they look at you and they just look at the other way and they'll be like, oh mate, that's quality, and you just stood there like,
where's mine?
This is
I'll get my bag, bro. Yeah, I'll see you later.
I mean, it's different for you because you are not a creative, you are a performer. Like for me, I run the business first and foremost. Yeah, I'm now a co-host on the podcast, which is I really enjoy doing. But when you work with a footballer, I've worked with a few footballers and these type of people. When you work with them, you can't be precious, because a lot of people, should I say, want that bit of clout, right? Yeah. So you could go and have a conversation and spend a day with someone, and then when they get put in front of a footballer or something, you're out the window. Right? You're out the window. Yeah. No, it is. They don't want to talk to you, and you can't be precious about these things because people always say to me like, "Oh, your life's changed. Like you're getting all these big names, and it's amazing, and oh, you've got great with what's going on." And you go, "I don't want to play it down." Yeah, so first I'm like, yeah, it's cool, but they're coming in, spending 2 hours with us and doing a podcast. They're not my friends. Yeah. Right? They're not my family. They're not my friends. And when you really break it down, it is a job. Yeah, okay? Yeah. And don't get me wrong, there are people that we've met and footballers that I would call friends now, content creators and stuff. And that's great if that happens and it's a byproduct and they're a friend for the right reasons, i.e. you like them, they like you, you get on really well, great. Yeah. But when either side's trying to engineer it because of who they are, that's when there's a problem. Yeah. But when people do say to you, oh, you got there, and I go, they're just a guest. Like they're not going to then go home and at the weekend and go, oh, let me ring Tom from the podcast. I'm going to ring him and let's go out boozing. It doesn't register with them and it doesn't register with me. Do you know what I mean?
It's a really good point because from the outside, with that your job in particular, it looks like that's exactly how it could look like. Yeah. Like, oh, you're doing your own thing now. You're on a podcast. You're speaking to this, and this. Like, wow. But like you actually break it down, you're like, I still go home to my family at night. Yeah. And I still have
and you're not going to get a new bunch of mates. Why would you get a new bunch of mates? No. Exactly. Same mates, same age. Friends. You might make some new friends. Yeah. But like that. Me and you, look, we've known each other for a year or so now. You're my mate. Yeah. Same as a content creator, but people don't make a big deal of you becoming a mate because you've not got a huge public profile.
Exactly.
So that's the way it goes.
It's a good base.
Ouch.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Nor have I.
That's not. What are you on about? Ouch.
I'm his mate.
Yeah.
No, it's
not.
Oh,
you've not got a huge public profile.
I was there. I was so Brent. Like, can I be your mate?
Yeah, for sure. We're all mates.
So talking about that, he's talking about all the comments he gets on with the podcast. I'm like, we haven't actually had one comment yet.
Here's one for you. I'll comment off the podcast as well. So it's like he verified it. Yeah, clout. But I did the one time it did happen, which I've got to tell this story because it is really fucking funny and it gave me massive kudos at home with the family. Yeah. So we had. Do you remember when Dynamo came in the office? Yeah. So Dynamo magician comes in the office and he came in, spent a bit of time with us, and we're talking. And hopefully he'll come on one day as a guest on the podcast. Really nice guy, great. Swapped numbers and got home. And then I was telling Claire and the boys about it. So he did some tricks, and you get kind of guests, footballers and content creators. They don't wow you. Right? Yeah. He comes in and he like everyone in the building smiling, and he's like brings a lot of joy to people, doesn't he? It's magic. Yeah. It's brilliant. Yeah. And so I got home and they were like, "How was Dynamo?" My eldest has heard of him. He's 12. The little fella's 8. So I was like telling him about these tricks. So and Claire was like, a little bit like, I was a bit more buzzing for him because it was the magic.
Yeah.
But she was like, I feel like you downplay these people. And I pulled out that same line. They're not my friends. They're not going to start texting me and all this lot, right? So the boys were like, I want to see the magic. So I was like, okay, let's put the TV show on. So we put the TV show on. After 20 seconds, my phone bings. Dynamo.
Oh, mate.
Yeah. Mate, wicked to meet you today. Let's do some cool shit together in the future or whatever. So
It is magic, by the way.
Yeah, so I went, hey, look at that, kids. And then they're going, he knew.
Yeah.
He knew we were watching it.
He did.
He knew we were watching it, and he's texted you. And I'm there going, maybe he did.
Yeah.
Maybe he did. But I was like, that was pretty cool,
That's
to be fair.
That's a story. Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
I ghosted him.
No, oh yeah.
Did you?
No, I didn't.
Imagine.
And no, they're not my mate. Like,
You're not my mate.
he's not my mate.
Yeah.
37, I've got my own mate.
Yeah.
No, of course not. No, he's a lovely guy.
What's the best thing about being self-employed?
I'm not technically self-employed, actually.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm on the payroll.
Well, yeah, we'll get the best thing about kind of like now doing what you love.
Just tell you what is the best thing about it is not having bureaucracy, like corporate. Right, just tell you what it is.
Oh,
you work for a big company.
This is my poor
and you've got
message.
the owner of the business,
Yeah.
okay, that's got a vision.
Oh, yeah.
And then you've got management, all on their own personal agendas.
Oh, yeah.
The biggest thing for me is there's 5 of us in our business. There's me and Ben, Ben's wife Kate, little Scholesy, who is my right arm, and little Scholesy, yeah, legend.
Is he king?
Yeah,
my man.
Ches. So Troy.
Hello, Chesley.
So Troy Deeney used to be at Watford, so he knows Jamie.
Yeah.
Okay, so he popped in today and saw Jamie, and it made me smile because Jamie's got, so it's Scholesy, Matty Longstaff, and Chesney.
Yeah.
So like today, Troy's gone, yeah, nice to see you, lads, and he's given Jamie a high five. And he's gone, nice to see you, Ches, like that, or Chesers or something like that. And I'm just pissing myself. I'm like, that's brilliant.
Tickles you right there.
Yeah, but no, the biggest thing for me is that we're all pulling in the same direction. Like there is no. Don't get me wrong, there's egos in every business. If you would say you've not got an ego, or you would say you've not got it, you're lying. Everyone's got a small. There's just levels off, right? But the levels in our business are low. So we all want the same thing. We just want to make a success of it. We're not going to start copying email, CCing people into the email, because there's no fucking point. Right? We haven't got to toe the line and play the corporate game here. And if there's a problem, we'll talk about it. Someone's done a fucking brilliant job. They'll know about it as well, because ultimately it's making the business better and making us more money and getting us more exposure. So like we did an advert recently for Revolut, like the travel cards. Did something with them recently. So Ben's got to read it out. He's got to kind of be the show pony and go, right, Revolut's going to do this and these are its features and stuff like that. But like Scholesey's worked with the company that have bought us the deal, and like and I was like, he's been with us a few months now, so I'm like, right, you're running point on this. I want you to cover it top to bottom. I'll kind of keep an eye on it, make sure it's all ticking along. Yeah. But like Scholesey's nailed it, right? Absolutely brilliant. The brand that come back on, they were like, listen, the comms have been great, the execution was good, and everything else. So, Ben's in the office, Kate's in the office, and you go, mate, Scholesey, they've been on today, and you've nailed it, mate. Yeah. Well done. Yeah. Right? But, in a corporate environment where sometimes your boss... Like, I don't know if you've ever had it, but when your boss is worried because you're better than they are.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That's the thing. That's a big thing, isn't it?
Every single boss I've ever had.
Yeah, mate, it's a burden. Honestly, it's a fucking burden. Like, pretty much everyone.
But these dynamics are a problem. A big problem, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're all like the unsaid problems, aren't they? And they get you anxious. Of
course
and
they do.
But I'd say also on the flip side of that, do you think it's because you're doing something that all of you really enjoy? Whereas, well, I'm not saying that people don't enjoy what you did before, but like there's always that thing in a corporate thing where you're just trying to get somewhere to get to the level of happiness. Yeah, you're trying to get to the top. So you're kind of like throwing people in, whereas you're just all going, right, we're all just doing something that we all really enjoy. So actually, it's not about like getting to somewhere else where you can do that sort of stuff.
I know what you're saying. I think there's another angle on this as well, is that you get put together in a corporate environment.
Yeah.
And you might, like we've discussed, you might have 3 really sound people, 2 girls and a guy that are brilliant. You might have 2 dickheads.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
The reason we all pull in the same direction is because we choose who works with us.
Yeah, true.
Right. So
but I think you've also chosen
so true.
You've chosen to be the way that you are. Like, you're a people person, so like if someone's done something good, you reward them. You're not getting lost in like mock games in between.
No.
Because sometimes, like you say, a boss that doesn't like you because they think that you're better than them won't applaud you because it highlights you in a positive way.
Exactly.
So
and
I don't always think it's because if you're put with 5 people that you do really like in a job that you're like, it does keep you at that job longer than it would if you weren't.
It's everything. The people you work with is everything.
It really is.
It is. And being part of a good team, I'll say we're lucky. We are lucky, but we've made our own because we've recruited the right people.
Yeah.
So our videographer, Frank, our videographer, is incredible.
They do have a great team.
Like he is world class, right? So one, he's very, very good at his job. Secondly, I don't think many people could work with us because we're a bit of a basket case, and that's not a bad thing. Yeah. Right. It's just our schedule because Ben's a footballer. Yeah. Right. He has a job. This is all secondary.
Yeah, when do you even do it? That's what I like. That's what I was thinking the other day. I was like, right, so does he still live around here?
Yeah.
And then he has to drive down to Watford. Come back.
Yeah.
And then
just been done for speeding, so he won't be driving soon. But
bloody I didn't know about that. I've not read the Daily Mail.
Yeah, no,
the slating footballers.
It was actually that broke
it. Was it?
Yeah.
And there's just like a shoddy picture of him outside of a car from like 2007 getting in.
They just have reporters that sit in the courtrooms up and down the country, don't they? That's how they do it. On the off chance that a big name or a name will get.
Imagine that as a job, by the way.
It's just like informants, isn't it? So it might just be they have informant. They just sit there and go, John Smith of Luke 32 of blah blah blah, Ben Foster 30. Hang on a minute.
I know that.
I know that one. Yeah. There we go.
That one chance you've got it.
And then it's on when you're on you're on the online things and it's scrolling through
the court
news,
report.
And it's like down here on the right hand side and it's literally like it's like 2 sentences like he was caught doing 85 in an 80.
Yeah.
Have you ever done a speed awareness course?
Yes.
Done 3.
Oh my god. Have you done
3? Because they're in different constabularies.
You know the law.
And a number of years apart.
It knows his rights, man.
They're awful. Yeah, I'd rather take the points.
No, but it's like, so we've done one around here, Warwick and Leamington, and it's literally like the most middle class area, do you know what I mean?
Is it the race course?
Oh, mate. And you're sat in there, and it's like top trumps on, and they're like, this is Keith, and they're like, Keith, and he's like, got caught speeding, didn't I? Yeah, 47 in a 40. Yeah. And they're like, he's like, no, this geezer's in for way more. What's he done? 60 in a 15. So
no.
Well,
I nearly got a custodial sentence.
True story, though. They asked us why we were there. Like, what is your reason for speeding? It was like, late for a school run. One guy said Mackie's breakfast was about to close. Actually said
was this a few years ago? Because it's 11 o'clock now, isn't it?
I think it was back at the 10 a.m. time.
This is the worst thing is, like, I got pulled. I've wormed my way out of 2 offences. Yeah. Speeding and texting. So I got pulled on the M5 because I was on my phone. Obviously shouldn't have been. So they pulled me hard shoulder, back of the car, and they were like, "You were on the phone, weren't you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I was, yeah." And they went, why were you on your phone? I said, I got a text message and I read it and I shouldn't have done, so yeah, I'll take the points. Yeah. And they just went, and they chatted and they were like, do you know what, we're going to let you off because most people just try and bullshit us and give us a reason. And I was like, no, listen, I was doing it, so I'll just take the points and let me go as quick as I can, kind of thing.
Yeah. You're doing it quite high, were you?
No, I was trying to be sly, but obviously not sly enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then across the road, yeah. Wake up, you're halfway down. Like, where's that fucking bridge gone? Yeah. No, when you're a kid and you're like you're like drawing and you're concentrating.
Yeah. I think it was when I went past them at 90 and went like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But damn you, Popo.
So he's down there and then comes back and then you do that in the afternoon, I'm guessing.
Yeah. He gets a day off in the week, so we'll do that, or we'll do it in the afternoon. I mean, you've got to remember, footballers, they're not in for 9 hours a day, are they? They're in for a couple of hours. So he does have a bit of time. Yeah. But it's challenging, We've all got families as well.
I was going to say, what's the worst part of the
worst part of it?
Not of the role, but like...
What's the worst part in chasing the dream? What's the worst part that you found?
Do you know what it is? Actually, is... If I'm completely honest, it's not being greedy, but when you hit the big milestones, right, million subscribers, I was flat as a pancake for about 3 days afterwards.
I know.
So we hit.
Can we speak about this?
I think Suzanne talked about it, but it wasn't on the podcast. But she was talking about, but they call it gold medal syndrome, don't they? This is for athletes, obviously, but in a business sense, when we set up the channel, it was. I've had it twice, in fact. One when we hit 1 million subscribers, and I was like, right, we've hit 1 million subscribers, and I was like,
what do we do now?
Great, feel like we should massively celebrate, but don't really want to.
And
I was like that. And then actually when we signed the Spotify deal, and don't get me wrong, it's a nice deal, right? Gives us a lot of security. But the next day I was like, doubting then, did we get the right deal? Did we get enough? Was the term right? And I was doubting myself then, going, shall I be ringing around people, see if did we get the right deal? And again, I felt like, right, we've hit that deal, that's good. We've hit that achievement with 1 million subscribers, but I felt really flat.
Yeah,
I was trying to pick
too quickly, looking at like.
But then you feel guilty because you're going, why am I feeling this way? Do you know what I mean? We've achieved something. We've done something this year.
Yeah,
we've really done something this year, and now I'm feeling glum. I've got absolutely no right to feel that way because there's people who are unemployed, who've been furloughed for 1.5 years, who have got health problems, and then you start thinking, have some fucking perspective.
Yeah.
But you can't help the way you feel. Do you know what I mean? That's
was it
gold medal syndrome? Because I was in that what Suzanne was talking about. Is like
Stephen Bartlett was saying about it the other day. I think
Champions League winner wins a Champions League has a bit of a weird empty feeling.
Yeah,
I think she said one guy that she did work with went into the changing room, cried, came back out when they were all celebrating, back to normal.
Well, it's like, I suppose you get to the top of the mountain, you go, this is cool. What's the next mountain, or where does the next mountain come from?
Yeah.
I guess with footy players as well, if you think the only way that I ever reconciled that, because we're taught all the time, like, celebrate all your milestones. If you do it milestones, and you're out there, like, and everything's this big party once you hit these heights or whatever. But one bit that I took was like Anthony Joshua. If he went into, and this was a random one, but if he went into the ring and he started boxing someone and he knocked them out in the 3rd round, like, I would have thought that he then goes out with all of his mates all of the time. He doesn't. He goes backstage for another 9 rounds and practices as if he's got a 12, and he just doesn't really. He's just like so focused on like the next bit that he's like, if I take time to celebrate, like, I'll miss the fact that I'm basically just a boxer and this is my life, and you just carry on and they're just things that happen, as opposed to it having to feel as though he's got to celebrate all the time. Do you know what I mean?
It depends on the individual. It massively depends on the individual. You will get people like that, and then you get like Paddy the Baddy, the UFC fighter.
Yeah.
So Paddy, he wins and he puts on 2 stone in a week.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I've won, and then he just celebrates and enjoys his.
That's what I'd be like, man.
Yeah, but he just enjoys it. So each of them are different.
What under category wise?
What under?
Like the worst part of it. So you called it gold medal syndrome, but like,
what was it? I don't know. Like I'm very, very fortunate. I love what I do. I absolutely love what I do. It works with the family.
Yeah.
Like, if I work late and I go to a football match and I'm filming, and then I'll take some time off if I need to. Do you know what I mean? It's very flexible.
Yeah.
But so there's nothing too negative about it. I mean, but I think people just think I sit around doing a podcast and filming Ben and doing all that stuff. Obviously, deals need to be done. Invoices need to be sent. Social media plans need to be put together, booking guests, writing running orders.
Yeah.
It's all kind of office type stuff.
Yeah.
But I've done that for years, so I'm quite comfortable doing that. I quite enjoy it. And actually the days I enjoy most, which again, you might find this a lot of people might find it a little bit tricky to wrap their head around. The days I like the most is when I've got nothing in the diary.
Yeah.
So the days I prefer are when we've not got a guest in and I've got a day to run the business.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I enjoy it, meeting these different people and chatting to these different people. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But to then get my head down, like today, I've had a really good day. Make a lot of phone calls, get shit done.
Yeah.
They're really valuable days. So there's nothing I don't like.
No, I like that. I prefer that, to be fair.
Do you ever get anxious? Like, if you feel like pressure, if there was the, I don't know, like the Spotify stuff, was you ever anxious, like moving towards that sort of stuff? Or
I guess it was a bit of apprehension of, I wouldn't say anxious, I'd say I want to get the deal done.
Yeah.
Because for the business it was good, for me it was good. I wouldn't say I get anxious, no, because honestly, my attitude in the past 3 years has changed massively.
Yeah.
Since COVID and everything else. I've learned to relax in life a little bit more. I used to be, I wouldn't say highly strung, but I'd be kind of here all the time.
Yeah.
Now, I think Ben's very, very, very relaxed guy, right? And it's like, what's the worst that can happen? And that has rubbed off on me to a point.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I'm still the one trying to, I'll push him and nudge him, and it like sometimes he's like, "Don't listen. We don't need to do it. Let's just relax." But we said early doors. Ben said, "Listen, I don't want to get to the point where we're so busy that we're not enjoying it."
Yeah.
Right? We've got the day we don't enjoy it is the day we've got a problem. So, no, not anxiety, because I kind of think to myself again. I always come back to what's the worst that can happen.
Yeah. I mean, you've fucking taken on Sky in the Football League and started putting cameras in goals and just be like, well, if it happens, mate, it happens.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's one of these.
That's
It's
rock
one
and
of
roll,
these
man.
where it was at the time. It was a little bit of a risk, but they knew the intentions were good, and we worked with them. We worked with the charity, Mind Charity, that the EFL partner up with. So,
and it's probably getting them a new kind of audience. Like most young lads just watch YouTube. Do you know what I mean?
It's
and
good for the league.
It grows it. And
Yeah.
whatever like that.
100%. That's how a lot of people. My son doesn't watch like football league show or anything like that. He'll watch.
So what does your this content creation in a digital world? It's taught me a huge amount, right?
Yeah.
So I was one of those dads that.
Sorry.
No, good.
Now.
Can you die quietly, please?
Yeah, I know.
Podcast to do,
Yeah.
Jesus
not about
Christ.
No, I was one of these dads that I'd watch the kids watching YouTube, and they would be watching unboxing videos of someone unboxing toys, or they would watch their favourite Minecrafter.
Wait.
Or
Unboxing toys, is that like a...
yeah, it's a big thing. Unboxing toys, yeah. On like,
Is that what
YouTube.
is there
Yeah.
actually what people just like...
massive.
Is it?
Getting toys and opening them and like
Fucking
playing with them, and
hell.
yeah, like kids are opening them and then playing with the toys, and then the one you'll probably be more aware of is like when they watch people playing COD,
Oh, yeah.
Fortnite, and whatever. And it was our YouTube guy, so we've got a YouTube contact, and I was like, I don't really get. This was early days
Yeah,
before I was
yeah.
fully immersed in the world. I was like, I don't really get it. Like my lads have got Fortnite,
Yeah.
but they watch someone else playing it, like commentating to it. And he broke it down really well and went, well, you can play football, can't you? And I was like, well, yeah, badly, but so why do you watch it? And I was like, okay,
Good
so
point.
someone's doing it, something that you enjoy better than you.
Yeah.
Right? So you go, okay. He goes, do you listen to podcasts? I go, yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
He goes, well, when they're playing their games, it's a podcast.
Yeah.
He said they're talking about their day, they're talking about their friends, and your sons are watching somebody do something better than you do.
Yeah.
Better than they do.
Yeah.
So they're watching someone and they're learning the tricks and this, and you're going, wow, that's what we do with football.
Yeah.
I listen to podcasts, and I listen to some podcasts which are pretty light-hearted. It's kind of gumph, drivel,
Yeah.
some might say. Do you know?
Funny
but
than
no, I'll say light-hearted when people are just chatting shit and I enjoy it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
And like some people get a real like rage about their kids doing it, and they're like, if I'm in the conversation, I might just repeat that, and then a lot of people go, yeah, like
I'm using that, mate. I'm taking that because I've seen Caden watch Fortnite videos of other people playing.
yeah.
Why don't you just play it yourself?
Yeah.
Why are you watching other people play?
Why don't you go and play football when you're watching Blues?
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what I mean, though?
Yeah, but like,
Mate, that's
the same thing.
that's a mind fuck actually.
It is
Because
really,
I've been that
really
Because
good.
it's the modern world that we live in. We just don't get it. But the kids are like, so when I was fucking, or we were in the same generation, aren't we? Playing
we're in our
FIFA.
30s. So
30s.
David Brent, how old are you? 38. No, we're in our 30s now.
Yeah.
We're all in our 30s.
I'm 38. You're
Yeah.
31.
30.
We're in the
We're
same,
in the
same
30s.
generation. But like when we were like playing FIFA growing up and stuff, you go and you watch it, and kids are playing FIFA, like we did, and you would play FIFA, They play FIFA online, chatting with their mates, watching their favourite YouTuber, and it's all going on around them. And I'm like, that would boggle my brain.
Yeah, you had to go from playing FIFA, and then you had to pull the cable out the back of the PlayStation, put it into there, get on MSN, chat with the girls. Yeah, 2 hours, of course. Take it back out, put it in as well.
Colon, smile.
Hello. Do you ever remember that? Where you used to be able to do like the emojis and it was like, hello. And they used to like knock on the screen.
Yeah, very creepy.
I guess I think we're pretty close to our.
Yeah, nice. What?
Sorry, am I running on to your agenda,
on my
man?
list that we haven't spoke about, but Tom wouldn't know about this. Is Elliot had one of our previous guests. Elliot was
this is a big jump
the other night.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
And saw her, and she was very, very drunk as well. And I just
after okay, not during the podcast.
No.
Okay.
But I thought there was going to be a really good story under there, but we spoke before, and I think they were just both too drunk to even remember.
No, it was piss poor, to be honest. We just stared at each other and went, yeah, see you later.
Sound.
And I was like, you having a good night? Yeah, take care, mate.
Do you enjoy the podcast?
No, yeah, she was literally like, no. Yeah. But I offered to buy a skateboard from her, which...
You still not bought it?
Nah, fuck that. I'm waiting until I get paid again, and then, you've got to watch your P&L sometimes. I've got to let it fall into the next month. At the minute, I bought a steamer. And
like an iron steamer?
Yeah, is this creased?
No, we've
not
got
too bad.
A little bit.
This is what I'm on about. So I bought a steamer, so less efficient than an iron, by the way. I was like, I'll get the steamer, don't want it to take up the room. And then you stand for about 20 minutes fucking steaming shit.
20 minutes? Nah.
Wow.
Good investment then, no?
Yeah, no, definitely not, mate. Don't get any of that sponsorship on here. I'm not sponsoring a fucking... And if they come to you, I'm not going to say... Yeah, steamers. Don't take the sponsorship. Yeah, irons all the way.
The last thing, though, that we can ask about... you've kind of done this the whole way through. It's like, me and Elliot, we're about to jumpers.
Yeah.
What's your advice for us? Obviously, you didn't plan necessarily to go do that.
What, for jumping?
And further jumpers, like people who are... I think the whole premise is like... Sorry. I think the whole premise, like people who've worked in a job, and it is that, but like they've kind of got this spirit in the other side of it, like to take the jump into the life that they want to kind of go and do and live. What's been your experience and what's your advice?
It would be very easy for me to sit and say, just do it. Just do it.
Apart from that,
you can't do that because you've got to look at the circumstances. If you're in a position where you can take a gamble, because it is, do it.
Yeah.
If you can. Have you got kids?
No, I haven't.
No, you've not got kids. So the worst case scenario is probably not as severe as the worst case scenario for Luke.
Yeah.
Arguably.
Yeah.
Just looking at it.
Yeah.
Kids, kids and stuff. So if circumstantially it works for you, go for it.
Yeah.
What is the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
That is what is the worst that can happen? I feel like you said that quite a bit, but...
And even if it went bad for you, I'm sure that you, like you said, like even if the jump went bad, you still get another job, and like everything's actually all right.
Yeah.
It's completely sound.
The regret weighs heavier not doing it.
It depends, doesn't it? If you're driven by that, a lot of people just like being employed and like taking the 25 days annual leave and a good shot at a bonus every year, or maybe getting a company car or having some health benefit with work. Great. Good for you. It's not for everyone to kind of go and do your own thing, is it?
Yeah. No. And it shouldn't be.
No.
There's times on this podcast where like we can sound a little bit preachy about go make your jump, do your jump. But like not everyone's built to like their passions are in different things that don't require
and you haven't got to be passionate about it.
Yeah.
You haven't got to.
That's true.
You don't have to be passionate and love your job. If you're okay, as long as you don't fucking hate it.
Yeah,
that's cool for some people. No, but that's cool for some people. If you're one of these people that goes, do you know what? I don't love my job, but it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, definitely.
That's cool.
You get things out.
Do you know what I mean? The problem occurs is when you have that Saturday, even then on Saturday and Sunday, going, I really don't. I don't want to do this tomorrow.
Yeah,
like seriously, don't want to do this. And then you're having the thoughts of maybe I could chuck in a sickie today or something like that. That's where you know you've got a problem. But if you're tolerating work and you go, do you know what? It serves a purpose. It gives me my money to go on the piss or take my family on holiday. good for you.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree with that. I've just definitely done stuff where I've been that, like, you finish on a Friday, wake up on a Saturday, I'm like, oh, it's only 2 days until I have to go back and do it.
Yeah.
So that's probably where more of the passionate side about, like, I've got to go, and is because I just generally went into the wrong thing, and I hated it that much that I was determined to go and find somewhere else, where I'd quite happily love to have, like, that's probably where some of it comes, like the fuel comes from, as opposed to, you know, I'd love to have just been like, yeah, sound, you know, like, do you know what? I'm paying the mortgage. I'm like doing this. I enjoy my life like it's sound. Could it be higher? Maybe. Could it be lower? Definitely. But I'm pretty chilled with it. Instead of I've been on that other side where I've like hated what you're doing for 3 years. So I'm like, fuck it. I want to I want to ramp it up, baby.
Yeah.
I'm not judging those other those bits in the middle.
Appreciate that.
Thanks for having me,
Tom. My man.
This is the hottest room in the world, by the way.
So hot.
Yeah.
So
Honestly, the whole point is I didn't want to slap your hand because you'd have literally been like...
No spot patches.
Cheers.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
There you go.